because at the middle of the century 17 start a collapse, no? Middle or end century 17, especially up to the half of the century 18, no? There was a collapse on the island, and all the tribes were fighting between them, no? So to avoid this, why was this collapse? Because there was not enough food for all the people on the island. Why? Because on one hand, to transport the moai from the quarry, no, up to the final destination, they cut the palm trees on the island. There was around 14 million palm trees. It's a forest, no, all around the Polynesian rats that arrived on the Polynesian canoes, together with the first immigrant that arrived in the century 3 or 4 to the island. These rats ate the product of the palm trees that allowed them to grow, no? So on one side, the Rapa Nui people were cutting the palm trees, and on the other hand, the palm trees cannot grow, no? So let's exterminate the palm trees, or one thing. And the other was that was there at the end of century 17 was a big fire on the island, no? That burned most of the agriculture that was developed on the island, no? That produced the collapse of the island. So the tribes start fighting one between the other, and to give or to return the peace to the island, the boss of the kings of each tribe, there was around 19 tribes on the island, make an agreement and create the Burman competition. No, all the history that we are going to see today is have relation with the Burman competition. No, so in this area, all the tribes have to choose one competitor and one possible king of each tribe, no? And they came and they met at the museum and walked by the seaside up to this place, no? And the only one that can go up to the Orongo Ceremonial Village, no, was the competitor, possible king, and the close family or the close member of the competitors, no? That's why it's called Teara o Teao. Teara means the trail, o Teao is the power, no? The trail of the power, because when they were coming back, they already know who was the winner and who will governate, no, the island for 1 year, because the competitor that wins makes this candidate of king of the year, or king of the island for 1 year, no? And that was the prize for the candidate of king, and the prize for the competitor, or the Hopumano was named this competitor, was a woman, no? A virgin woman or a poor woman, they said, because the skin was white, no? And why is that? Because this woman was kept about 6 to 8 months in a cave, no? Without sun ray in the skin, no? That's why it was a white woman. That's why they said it was poor or virgin, no? So now we are going to visit some caves. The caves I already told you before that were used for different uses. One was for be protect when the tribes start fighting between them. The other was the objective was to work like a prison, or to obtain water, fresh water, no? Because drained by the roof, the water, and the makes like lagoons inside the caves. In this case, we are going to visit one cave that have relation with the Tangata Manu, or the Burman competition, and you can see some drawings, no, of the bird that came from Isla Salas y Gomez, that is about 400 kilometers to the northeast of the island, no, in springtime, no? So let's go to it's a small size, no? But the one that is on the side is bigger, no? Twice or 3 times bigger. And there you can see the drawing that have relation with the bird that was. In 1884 was made a film, no, a picture, a film here that was called Rapa Nui. Harry Potter was one of the investors, and they take a lot of care. Tell you that Polynesian culture very expert that they navigate from Oceania up to Polynesia, except the north part because this hill that is the highest of the island.
So that's the point there, yeah?
That's yeah.
Yeah.
The highest point is in front of me, no? But the volcano is where the trees are.
It looks like all of them.
Well, all these small hills
Yeah, yeah.
are Polynesian volcanoes.
Yeah.
So you can see the east coast, right side, and the last hill that you see there with some trees on the highest point is the Poike Hill, and the crater and the volcano is called Huacatiki. That made an eruption about 3 million years ago. The second and stay like an island, no? You can see that
Yeah.
this have the figure like an island. The second volcano that makes eruption is the Rapa one, in a few minutes, no? About 2.5 million years ago. And the third one, and most recently, is the Terevaca, and the volcano is called the Oroi, and that's around 300,000 years ago. By the law,
Uh-huh.
by the church, by ancestral or typical ancestral
Yeah.
wedding, by stupid. Those are the four rules.
Oh.
And also he teach how to, he was the one that teach how to build Miracle Flat.
Oh, for the Moai.
Yeah.
Wow.
They make 9 o'clock evening and there's no one in no restaurant.
Are you
No?
serious?
Yeah.
I was reading somewhere though too that like even in Santiago or place the Chileans typically like to eat at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a restaurant, the work is a lot. You have to be
My sister has it.
12 hours
Yeah.
taking care of the restaurant because you have first to buy, then to prepare, and then to sell,
Yeah.
no? And then to clean.
Yeah.
So you are all the day. See, no, especially here you have to be. Remember, today arrived the airplane. Okay, we can have
Yeah.
fresh food. The fisherman, it's rain. It's
It's
coming the
coming,
moon.
yeah.
8 days without fish. You have to buy before. You have to take
Yeah.
care a lot of
It's a lot of work.
consideration.
Oh, I saw one
Yeah.
at the
Yeah, we
end
have
of Hangaroa. The
Type of rock, no, where they can they use it to obtain the water of the rain, fresh water, no. This one, these are natural, no. And together with the collapse of the island, no, the Rapa Nui people, statues, etc., and they start believing in local in 1865, because when they start arriving the foreign ship or the European ship with missionaries, in the Catholic Church don't allow or don't permit to continue Rapa Nui people believing in local gods, and they prohibited to name also the people with Rapa Nui names, and they have to start naming with name of saint, of Catholic saint. That's why there is a lot of Pedro, Mary, Anne, John, etc. Up to 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So the competition consists when the first bird passed, the competitor have to run by this way, by this side of the volcano, up to the lower part of that wall of the volcano, and have to climb down by the cliff, and from there they have to swim up to the last motu or islet, with the only help of like a bodyboard that is made of totora, to help for the floatability. And when they got the egg, where you imagine they put the egg?
The carvings happen at the same time period as the bird.
Oh yeah, this here
They're
on that corner here.
looking each other. We're in the last point of the tour, Here in the map we can see that the runway of the airport cross at least from one side to the other side this part of the island, And here's a small resume of what we're going to see in Mina. A top knot, and I'm going to explain you what means the top knot and how they carve the base of the top knot. So here you can and it's you were in Machu Picchu, It's very similar to a way of construction of Incas, in Machu Picchu. And this is the only one that you are going to see in the island. All the others are completely different. They use smaller rocks, or stones, and don't fit perfect one beside the other one. Here you can see that it's very difficult to put a key between one of them. Also this, look.
Yeah, that's amazing.
No? So here the third part is under the land, and when archaeologists research it, saw that the part that are under the ground are better preserved than this part that is over the ground, because there is humid,
no
is
elements, right?
preserved. There is no rain, no wind, no sun, was transported to the final destination, and here, when the Moai was finally stand up, in that moment they make the hole of the ice and they put the ice, because in that moment the people says that the Moai got mana or got energy or got life of protection, because you know that the Moai represent a protector, because the history says, or the legend says, that there were two classes, low classes and high class, or the long ears and the short ears. The long ears were the high class and the short ears were the low class. So the history says that the long ears members, or the high class members, have more energy or more power, or mana, we say in Rapa Nui, than the low classes, even if they are dead, were dead. So that's why when a member of the high class or long ears died, the carvers that belong to the short ear or low class, have to carve a moai similar to a person that was died. That's why you are going to see different type of moai: thin moai, fat moai, tall moai, small moais, no? And that represents the person that was died, no? So when this person was died, they cremate the bones, no? The bones, and the ashes they bury it on the platform, and they put the moai over this ash, no? Or if they behave not well, they will be punished, no? And to protect from the enemy, because they thought they were the only in the world, no? So if the enemy will came by the land and not by the sea.
Mm.
That's why all the moais are looking, or most of the moai, except the 7 moai that represent the explorer and the first explorer that came to the island, and they are looking into the Polynesia, or they are looking home, no? That means that they were looking at the sea. In the beginning, the moais were dropped down because when it started the collapse, the winner tribe invited the lost tribe. They start living on this new area, but they feel observed by the protector of the enemy. No? So that's why they drop it down, trying to facing into the land to avoid feel this feeling. No? An ancestral Rapa Nui used the long hair, no? And some of them use the hair on the top of their head, no? Like a top knot. And that is what represent these pieces of stone. It's not a hat, like some people.
Yeah.
The nose, notice the mouth, and notice the face, the size of the face. And we will compare with the next one that we are going to see. This face we call Aringa Ora. Aringa Ora is laugh face or smile face, no? Aringa Ora. Mata Kite Rangi. Mata means eyes, Kite means lucky, Rangi sky. Moai, happy Moai or happy face of Moai looking into the sky. Also, all the Moais you can notice that are like in this position and they are looking into the sky. Some people say that they are looking the stars, no? They are looking the sky, but the reason is because if they are looking down, the eyes will fall down, because in that time there's no glue, no? So they put the eyes over the stone, no? That's why they have to make imagine the intelligence of the Rapa Nui, no? Of the ancestral Rapa Nui. Also, you can see around the history or around the island that they recycle moais, no? Or they recycle the stones with what they make the moai. So when the moai was broke, no, they used part of this moai to make the base of a new moai platform or ahu. So let's compare this nose, especially the nose and the wide of the face, with this one. You can see that the nose here is more narrow, no? The face is not so wide than like the one that we saw before. And also have the hole of the eyes. That means that this moai also was stand up finally in a platform. They suppose that was this platform. The rest of a female moai, no? Here you have one arm, here you have the other one, here you have the navel, here you have the breast, and this is supposed to have two faces, no? Why is these two faces? Because over these two faces they put like a bed, no? And they make sacrifices, drying bodies, no? There's two breasts of female moai. This is one, and the other is at the museum. What But you can see that this is very erosional, is not so hard or strong, the rock, like the Toba volcanic stone. No? Even the moais are erosion or destroy. It's not so destroyed like this one.
Oh, this
Base?
is the hair
Yes, this is
upside down.
exactly. So here we can see that this volcanic Historia redstone are taken from Punapau. It's a quarry that is about 1 kilometer from the village. And the moai were taken, the 95% of the moai were taken from the quarry. It's about 20 kilometers in red line. No? So they bring it from separate places, origin, and they met here. In the case of this top knot, the top knot, when it get out from the quarry, a 10% was finished. O sea, was a big piece of rock, because after they have to roll it up to the final destination, in this case here, and here they take the measure or the size of the head, they carve this, no, and they finish. Because if they finish or they work at the quarry, when they roll it, will get a arrive destroyed here. No? So if you will go to Punapau, you will see big pieces of stones, no, more than this size, and when they arrive to a final destination, are around this size or maybe 2 meters, but not higher. You see, before they used the horses to make this work. Now they use a scooter.
Oh,